No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
As you travel down the road to the Gold Ball, know that you can always get a slam dunk of a deal at Jansen GMC on North Van Buren in Enid. It's always a smooth ride in a 2020 GMC Sierra, Canyon, Yukon, Terrain, or Acadia. Jansen's offers one of the best lineups of used cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs in Enid. Check JansenGMC.com for details. Drive a little, save a lot at Jansen GMC, 2602 North Van Buren in Enid.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech. So you want to create your...
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back here on Squirtle.tv. Dustin Goodnow here with you, joined by Matt Adair as we continue coverage of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions, again presented by Quick Trip and powered right here on Squirtle.tv. First match coming up here for the evening session will be on the girls' side, the third place matchup featuring the Broken Arrow Tigers and, again, the Fort Gibson Tigers. So Tigers versus Tigers here for third place. We've already had several games in the books, beginning with the 9 a.m. game, the seventh place girls game. It was Edmond Memorial who knocked off Hammond 70-54. OK knocked off Wilson, the boys' seventh place matchup, 61-51. And then on the consolation side on the girls, it was Quinton who held off Glenpool 61-54 using a big fourth quarter, knocking down a ton of threes. And then Crossings Christian knocking off Dale 62-49 in the fifth place consolation boys matchup. So now heading to the winner's bracket, I should say the other side of the bracket on this one. Again, it's the third place matchup, Broken Arrow versus Fort Gibson. As I bring in my partner for the afternoon, Matt Adair. Matt, great to be back here with you. Again, the final day for the Tournament of Champions for you and I.
Yeah, certainly been an exciting tournament so far. There have been some just legendary matchups. Both sides of the bracket, boys and girls play. This has been excellent. And, of course, this venue just fantastic, hosting this tournament for the 59th year, if you can believe that. Wow, what a storied history this place has got.
Broken Arrow comes in with a record, again, out of 6A, 5-1. They've got wins over Glenpool 70-48 and lost in the semifinals to Booker T 45-41. Again, on the other side, number 3 and 4A, Fort Gibson Tigers, 8-1, led by head coach Scott Lowe. They knocked off Edmond Memorial 57-43 and lost 54-36 to Lincoln Christian. As we'll take another break, we'll come back because we'll have your starting lineups in the opening tip between Fort Gibson and Broken Arrow coming up here next for the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip, powered by Squirtle, right here on Squirtle.tv.
The proof starts here at Upper Crust. The details are deliberate, perfectly on purpose. From that warm greeting to the wood-fired smoky char of our signature pies. Upper Crust, gather round.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationship. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief. These are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com. Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider?
And welcome back here to the BOK Center here on Squirtle.tv as we get you set for Fort Gibson and Broken Arrow. Again, the third place game on the girls' side of the bracket here this afternoon. As the Fort Gibson, again, will come out with their red uniforms with the white Fort Gibson white numbering across the front and the back. Tigers counting their white uniforms with the black Tigers across the front, black numbering on the front and the back of the uniform. So Broken Arrow versus Fort Gibson. Again, the Fort Gibson Tigers 8-1 on the season. Their first loss of the year was to Lincoln Christian yesterday, 54-36. Again, Broken Arrow in 5-1. Their first loss was yesterday to Booker T, 45-41 in a close one. As again, starting lineups have been introduced. Let us get them for you real quick for Fort Gibson. A 5'5" senior guard, number 3, Addie Whiteley. 5'8" sophomore forward, number 5, Brindley Moore. 6' senior forward, number 12, Laney Staley. 5'6" junior guard, number 20, Miley Wofford, and a 5'9" sophomore guard, number 22, Leah Peters. As Fort Gibson will start with the basketball, we'll get to the starters here for Broken Arrow momentarily. As with the basketball is Fort Gibson. That's Brindley Moore. Back out to Whiteley. Whiteley straight away will penetrate into the paint. Had it knocked out of her hands by Maricini. And back come the Tigers as Maricini, along with Peyton Dolan, Rakaya Brown, Mackenzie Bethurans, and Taryn Jacobs, the starters for the Tigers this afternoon. As Broken Arrow has it near the right wing. It's into the hands of Peyton Dolan. Back to Bethurans. Bethurans on the right-handed runner, no good. And the rebound, Delaney Staley of Fort Gibson.
Well, both teams now have had a look at the bucket. Both teams picked up a defensive rebound to get things going.
7:03 to go here in the opening quarter. No score between Fort Gibson and Broken Arrow is on the penetration. A left-handed shot was an air ball that time from Miley Wofford. Rebound to the Tigers of Broken Arrow.
Dribble drive look there from Fort Gibson. Wanted to see if they could crack the shell of BA to get things started.
That's a step back three, no good from Rakaya Brown. Again, a strong rebound by Brindley Moore, and then Moore is bumped and fouled. I believe that they'll whistle that on Peyton Dolan, her first. First person on Dolan, first team foul against BA as Fort Gibson will have it back, trailing, or excuse me, with no score between either team. We played nearly a minute and a half. As Addie Whiteley with it to Brindley Moore. Moore is trapped, steps out of it, goes back to Whiteley, looks underneath to Staley, kicks it back to Moore. To her right to Leah Peters, underneath to Staley. Lady Stanley, actually, that is. Marasini back the other way after the steal, drives all the way in. It is hit on her way to the rim. And Marasini will head to the free throw line to shoot two.
Well, first turnover for either team, and Marasini going to try and make them pay for it. A good little pick out there to pop that pass away and then try and go length of the floor to score.
The foul will be on Addie Whiteley, her first, as Marasini to the free throw line. First free throw is up and good. Marasini will shoot one more. Of course, the first game we had against Glenpool, Marasini finished with 14 points in that game. 9 of those coming in the second half as Marasini drops both free throws.
And just like that, we have open scoring here in the afternoon session on day 3.
Brindley Moore's got it to the right baseline. Bounce pass back to Whiteley near the right wing. 6:07 to go first quarter. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 2-0. One of these two teams trying to come up with 2 victories here at the Tournament of Champions. As Stanley, turnaround shot with the left hand is good as she kissed it off the glass. First 2 points of the game for Fort Gibson, and we're tied at 2.
She had big contact there on Mackenzie Mathurin, too. Really kind of led in with that shoulder to create some space, get herself an open look at the bucket.
Marasini bounce pass to Rakaya Brown. Straight away to Taryn Jacobs. Back to Marasini. Lost it, and it's going to be a turnover as Leah Peters comes up with a steal for Fort Gibson. Up ahead to Whiteley. Now to her right to Brindley Moore. Back to Whiteley as they'll set it up on the offensive end. Brindley Moore with it, or Whiteley with it left wing. Looks underneath to Stanley. Not able to get it to her to Moore. Back to her right to Peters. Peters backs down Brown. Turnaround right-handed shot, no good. She left it short. Rakaya Bowen with a rebound. Up ahead to Peyton Dolan, left wing. Back to Bowen. Marasini steps into the right wing. 3 looks good, and it is good. Nice shot from Marasini. Her first field goal of the game. It's 5-2 BA.
Marasini right now, all 5 points for BA.
That's the 1 field goal and 2 from the foul line as that pass is tipped and stolen. Marasini outlet pass to Mathurin's on the drive all the way in. Left-handed layup, good. So Mackenzie Mathurin had a big game in the opening game against Glenpool. Dropped 32, has her first 2 points of the game. It's 7-2, Broken Arrow.
Tell you worth mentioning, that comes off another steal from Massini.
As that pass stolen away, Taryn Jacobs comes up with a steal and then threw it into the backcourt. It's going to be run down, though, by Miley Wofford. Actually, it'll go out of bounds as Wofford lets it go, so they'll have to go the full length of the floor.
2 good teams trade turnovers right there on that possession. You know, Dustin, I've been looking forward to this Marasini-Whiteley matchup. These are 2 high-value players with very similar styles. They're fast, they handle the ball well, they play hard defense. That could be a good lockout.
Well, our buddy Adam Dieselhurst told me both of them moving on to play at the next level. And I think both of them actually going to NCAA Division II, as that was a missed 3 from Stanley. It skips out off the rim and out of bounds to the far side is Kate Wigginton, who's checked in. Of course, Wigginton, last year we saw her play for Verdigris. Now in a Broken Arrow Tiger uniform this year. And she'll get Marasini. 4:06 to go in the opening quarter. Also checking in, Janaea McCrary, 5'5" sophomore guard. McCrary to Wigginton, left wing, around the screen from Jacobs to Mathurin's foul line extended. Mathurin step back, left elbow jumper. Missed everything there as it goes out of bounds. May have grazed the rim. Ball goes back to the Fort Gibson Tigers.
Probably just trying to get the rust shaken off. 2 days of play and can leave you a little sore at times. Certainly expect Mackenzie Mathurin to fall into rhythm soon.
Addie Whiteley works against McCrary. Cross-court pass into the hands of Wofford. Miley Wofford against Wigginton. Backs her down on the baseline. Back out into the hands of Leah Peters and lost it, got it back, and then a whistle, and they're going to call her out of bounds on the far side of the floor. That'll be a turnover.
4th Fort Gibson turnover.
3:28 to go in the opening quarter. It's 7-2. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson here in the girls' third-place game. Here in the final day of the Tournament of Champions. 59th annual to be exact. As Mathurin's left wing around the screen from Jacobs. Stays with the dribble. Now reverses back to her right. Crossover move into the paint. Kicked it out to Wigginton. Back to Bowen. Open left wing for a 3. Rattled out. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Brindley Moore of Fort Gibson. Up ahead to Whiteley. Bobs to Stanley left wing. Now to the corner. They go to Leah Peters. Back cross court to Wofford. To Whiteley. In the hands of Brindley Moore. Her jumper just inside the right elbow. No good. Wigginton picks up the rebound. Up ahead to Mathurans. Mathurans on the drive. Dumps it off underneath to Bowen. Turnaround shot missed. In the paint. Offensive rebound. I thought was secured by BA. And then we're going to get a jump ball. We'll see where the possession arrow stays. I think it's going to stay with Broken Arrow. Amelia Price along with Allie Peters checks in. Wigginton back straight away to McCrary. Back to Mathurin. She'll fire up the three. No good. Rebound tipped around on the floor. It goes out of bounds, and then we get a whistle and a foul call away from the ball. This will be on BA. I think it's going to be on Rakaya Bowen.
Catching a 23 there. That'll be her first.
Team foul number 2 on the Tigers of Broken Arrow. As Soraya Matthews set to check in. Looks like they are going to allow Soraya Matthews to check in as she will get Rakaya Bowen. 2:28 to go in quarter number 1. It's 7-2. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson. Whiteley against Janaea McCrary. Over the midcourt stripe. Now sets it up on the offensive end. Goes right wing to Brindley Moore. Lobs to Stanley underneath, over the top, trying to get it into Amelia Price. It was tipped and stolen. Here come the Tigers back the other way.
It's a really good look right there. They had Price open, just couldn't connect on the pass.
Wigginton left corner three is no good as it grazed the front of the rim and runs down the offensive rebound and then bumped and fouled Brindley Moore. So this will be on Wigginton. That'll be her first, and now the third team foul.
Ooh. Didn't have that on Wigginton. I had that on
Brindley Moore.
Yeah.
I think the BA fans behind us thought the same thing. As Addie Whiteley, into the corner, Allie Peters. Now here's a step back three from Amelia Price and knocks it down from the left wing. That's a big shot from Amelia Price. Back the other way comes Mathurans. Dumps it off underneath to Jacobs, who laid it in off the glass. First two from Taryn Jacobs on the assist from Mathurans. 9-5, Broken Arrow leads. Whiteley to Peters, left corner. Bounce pass to Price. Price is double team and then goes down. This will be a blocking foul on BA.
Believe that they are going to catch Taryn Jacobs with her first.
You are correct. First on Jacobs, fourth team foul. One more will put Fort Gibson in the bonus. Peters inbounds to Whiteley, left corner. Back to Peters. Holly Peters with it. Spin move into the paint. Back out Price straight away for another three. This one rimmed out. Peters there for the offensive rebound. Steps through, hands it off to Stanley, who missed the layup inside. Rebound on the floor, picked back up by Stanley. Turnaround shot is no good, but they say she traveled with it before the shot. And that'll be a turnover on Fort Gibson.
And that's unfortunate because that is going to give Stanley a turnover in this game. But that was a hustle play. That's the one that coach is going to really appreciate, even though it goes down kind of as a negative.
Under a minute to go in the opening quarter of the girls' third place game here at the Tournament of Champions. Broken Arrow leading 9-5. And Soraya Matthews. Mackenzie McCurrans. McCurrans on the drive. The right-handed runner good. So Mackenzie Mathurin knocking down the runner there. It's 11-5, and Fort Gibson wants a timeout. We'll take it. 34.3 to go in the opening quarter. Broken Arrow leads 11-5. Back to the BOK Center after this for the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip, powered by Squirtle.tv.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
34.3 to go in the opening quarter. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 11-5 as we welcome you back here inside the BOK Center in downtown Tulsa. In final day coverage of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions as Ollie Peters with it near the half-court stripe. Maricini back in there for Broken Arrow. Addie Whiteley now with it for Fort Gibson. Picked her dribble up. Nowhere to go with it. Still nowhere to go. Finally gets it to Price, right wing. Cross-court pass goes through the hands that time and out of bounds of Brindley Moore. That'll be a turnover on Fort Gibson.
I think Price saw a bit of a window there, but that was a small crease to try and fit that ball through. Well defended by BA that time.
So Broken Arrow with the final possession here of quarter number one. 6 seconds, now 5 seconds. Mathurin with it, 3 seconds. Hoists up the long three off the front of the rim. No good. Stanley there for the rebound. And that's how the first quarter will come to a close as Broken Arrow leads it here in the girls' third place game 11-5. Back to the BOK Center after this here on Squirtle.tv.
Feel safe and secure with Arlo Wireless Outdoor Camera, available at Pioneer. Arlo offers top-notch protection with crystal clear video quality, rain or shine. Monitor your home from anywhere with remote smartphone access. Whether you're at home or on the go, Arlo keeps you connected to what matters most. Trust Arlo and Pioneer to keep your home safe and secure. Visit gopioneer.com to get your Arlo wireless cameras today.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today. The High Plains Insurance Agency.
Welcome back to the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions. Matt Adair alongside Dustin Goodnow. Fort Gibson Broken Arrow girls battling it out here on day three. 11-5, BA with the lead. Second quarter now underway.
Amelia Price at the foul line. Her jumper rattled in. Nice shot from Price. So Price now with 5 in the game. It's now 11-7 Broken Arrow. It's Maricini with it into the front court. Around the screen left from Mathurin. Versus back to Mathurin straight away. She works on Ollie Peters. Mathurin staying with the dribble to Maricini out near the logo. Broken Arrow being really patient this possession as Wigginton left wing. Bounce pass to Mathurin and too much contact that time from behind on Ollie Peters.
Peters picks up foul number 1 for herself. First team foul here in quarter number 2. Kind of the way you have to play against Mathurin, though. If you give her an inch, she will take a mile.
Inbound to Mathurin. Jump stop, hit of the paint, up with the left hand and finishing it off the glass. Nice finish there from Mackenzie Mathurin. She's got 6.
Well, and just like we said, give her a crease of daylight. She can get to the bucket.
Well, and she doesn't need much room. And saw the adjustment in the air with the left hand there. That's a great finish. That's Lainey Stanley with it. Hands to Leah Peters. Steps through on the baseline. Tough shot. No good. Taryn Jacobs with a rebound. Maricini wants to run into the front court. There's the cross-court pass to Mathurin left wing. Mathurin, her pass deflected and stolen by Addie Whiteley. Played the passing lane well that time as there's the lob up ahead to Peters. Nice catch near the left block. Back out to Whiteley. Left corner, open three ball. No good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Rakaya Bowen. It'll stay with Fort Gibson.
Big pickup for Fort Gibson right there. Rakaya Bowen was in great position. Just couldn't get a handle on that one. And the gift will be Fort Gibson gets the inbound from their own baseline.
Stanley will inbound to Whiteley, deep right wing. Cross-court pass back to Lenny Stanley, left wing. Stanley against Mathurins. Trying to create a little space. Bumped a bit. And then now Mathurins caught reaching in that time. It'll be her first. First team foul of quarter number 1.
Fort Gibson, really nobody coming to help out Lainey Stanley, who got caught out there on the wing.
They're going to lob it into Price over the top of the defense as Price tried to save it on the baseline. Goes out of bounds. That'll be a Fort Gibson turnover. Ball back to the Tigers of Broken Arrow.
Got 9 turnovers to 2. Fort Gibson leading VA in that category. 5 steals already in the game for Broken Arrow. Bassini has 2 of those.
6:14 to go as Mathurin will inbound to Marasini. Marasini getting the call again from Coach Shane Coffey. As Wigginton with it right wing. She'll step into that 3 as they gave it to her. No good off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound by Taryn Jacobs, and then tried to go inside to Mathurin. Pass was deflected out by Fort Gibson.
Big offensive board there, just the second one of the game for Broken Arrow. Ties up 2 offensive boards for Fort Gibson so far.
Inbound to Mathurin. Quick trigger on the right wing 3. No good. Taryn Jacobs with another offensive rebound underneath to Mathurin, and a whistle and a foul called as Mathurin is bumped.
Ollie Peters picks up her second.
Second on Ollie Peters. Second team foul on Fort Gibson. Wigginton will inbound to the baseline. Inbound to Mathurin, right corner. Mathurin works against Brindley Moore. Drives across the paint, steps back beyond the three-point line, pulls the straightaway 3, no good. Ball bounces right back to Rakaya Bowen. Bowen into the paint, tried to split the defense, did put up the shot and drew the foul. So Bowen heads to the free throw line for 2.
In this set alone, Broken Arrow picked up 3 offensive boards, forced Fort Gibson to commit 2 team fouls. And it will wind up in 2 free throws for BA.
So Rakaya Bowen to the free throw line.
Connects on the first one.
First one is up and good from Bowen. Her first points of the afternoon. She'll have one more as Peyton Dolan back in for BA. Second free throw from Bowen is up and good. As Bowen gets them both, her first 2 points of the game. It's now 15-7, BA leading.
There's 4 points from the foul line for Broken Arrow so far. And they are a perfect 4 for 4.
Amelia Price backs down the defender, back out to Peters. Here's a right corner 3, missed everything there. Rebound to BA, actually to Price. Her right-handed jump hook was no good, and then a whistle and a timeout called by BA after Marasini with a rebound. 5:22 to go until halftime. BA leading Fort Gibson 15-7. 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip and powered by Squirtle.tv.
For a lot of people with a fear of their credit score and wanting a new or used car loan, this is the last place that one wants to be. Well, at Western Sun Federal Credit Union, a marginal credit score doesn't necessarily mean no. In fact, they have a terrific record of getting members approved. And all it requires is this. Give Western Sun a look for low rates and a fast response. I doubt you'll be disappointed. WSFCU.com. For a lot of people with a fear of their credit.
Welcome back inside the BOK Center. 5:22 to go until halftime as Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 15-7. Get back out of the break will be Broken Arrow basketball. Of course, the winner of this one will take home the third place. We've got the boys' third place game coming up right after this. Should be a good one. Booker T. Washington and Weatherford set to do battle. Opening tip scheduled for 5:30 in that one. Todd Miller and Tony Wilson will have the call of that one next as Mathurin drives towards the right wing. Now backs it out high, throws it inside to Taryn Jacobs. Takes one dribble, up with a right-handed hook, and it's good off the glass. Nice finish from Taryn Jacobs. Her second basket of the day. The lead is now 10, 17-7, largest of the game for BA. As Leah Peters now back to Whiteley. They'll go Whiteley with it right wing. 4:40 to go as Whiteley into the quarter to Brindley Moore. Bounce pass stolen away. Mathurin's played the passing lanes well that time. Drives all the way in. Uncontested layup good for Mackenzie Mathurin. And Mathurin now with more than 1,500 points in her entire career at Broken Arrow.
In fact, that gives her 1,501 points in a high school career. You know, elite level basketballers will make the 1,000-point club. I don't know what level of elite you've got to be to get 1,500 in a high school career, but Mathurin, incredibly deserving. What an honor.
Yeah, congratulations to Mackenzie Mathurin as scoring over 1,500 points in her career. Looking to add to that total, obviously, here today and the rest of the year as Mathurin on the drive all the way in is fouled on her way to the rim. It was a basket for Fort Gibson on the other end, though. It was a jumper in the paint hit by Brindley Moore. They whistle this call, though, on Laney Stanley. That is team foul number 4, and they're going to say Mackenzie Mathurin was shooting, so she'll head to the free throw line.
But look at 2, and by my chart, BA is perfect from the foul line so far. And there's the curse.
And that's the good old radio or broadcast jinx, I should say. As Miley Wofford back in for Fort Gibson. She'll check in for Leah Peters. So one more from Mackenzie Mathurin. Second free throw is good. So Mathurin makes 1 of 2. 3:58 to play till halftime in this girls' third place matchup. It's all BA right now, leading at 20-9.
Keeping track at home, that is 1,502 points for Mathurin.
As Wofford left wing. Back to Whiteley. Whiteley with it left wing. Decides to use the screen right from Price. Flips it pass to Moore. Brindley Moore on her drive all the way in and drew the foul against Rakaya Bowen. So it'll be 2 free throws for Brindley Moore. Second on Bowen. Just the second team foul. So first free throws of the day for Fort Gibson. First free throw from Brindley Moore is up and good. Moore has now 3 points in the game. Second foul shot from Moore, got them both. Tigers of Fort Gibson back within 9, 20-11. Mackenzie Mathurin has it for BA in the front court. To Maricini left wing, bounce pass to Dolan. Hoists up the corner 3, no good. Taryn Jacobs with another offensive rebound. And then lost it. It's taken away by Addie Whiteley. Here comes Whiteley, 1-on-2, drives all the way in and lost it on the way up, but picked it back up off the floor. And then Whiteley nearly threw it away. Amelia Price comes out of there with it. Drives into the paint. Her pass tipped by Mathurin as it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Gibson.
You can hear Coach wanting Price to go ahead and take that one to the bucket. She had a pretty good look.
And she did. Thought she had a lot of room to go towards the rim and put up the shot. And Laney Stanley will inbound to Whiteley left wing. Well, they tried to, I thought, set up Laney Stanley in the right corner. They missed her, though, as Whiteley has it left wing. Around the screen right. Now we'll step back, hoist up the 3, just rimmed out. Offensive rebound by Ollie Peters, and then threw it back out to nobody here on the near side. That'll come into the scores table for a turnover. Kate Wigginton back in for Peyton Dolan for Broken Arrow.
Let's talk about how these teams have shot so far. In the first quarter of play, Fort Gibson shot 25% from the floor, 33% from behind the arc. For Broken Arrow, 33% from the floor, just 17% from three-point range.
Wigginton underneath. Taryn Jacobs puts up the shot and is fouled on the way up. So free throws upcoming for Taryn Jacobs. That'll be on Laney Stanley, her second. It's also the 5th team foul. So Broken Arrow in the bonus for the final 2:33. Jacobs' first free throw off the rim, no good. BA now 3 of 5 from the free throw line here today. One more from Taryn Jacobs. Missed them both as that one pinballed out. Addie Whiteley picks up the rebound. Back comes Fort Gibson. Whiteley kicks it out left wing. Here's the open 3. No good for Miley Wofford. And the rebound to Mackenzie Mathurin. Mathurin being hounded by Brindley Moore. Mathurin trying to create a little space with that off arm. Bounce pass to Bowen. Bowen to Jacobs' right elbow. Cross court to Wigginton. Open corner 3. Good ball movement, and Wigginton buried it.
Absolutely nothing but net on that shot, and Wigginton was even kind of floating toward the out-of-bounds line. That's a tough shot. A lot of concentration.
Here's the corner 3 and the answer from Fort Gibson's Laney Stanley, no good. And then Stanley grabs Rakaya Bowen for the foul. That's going to be Stanley's third now. So free throws the other way for Broken Arrow.
So 3 big fouls on Stanley, too. She's got to settle down. They need her for the duration of this one.
They do. She had some big threes yesterday in that loss to Lincoln Christian.
Big rebounding presence on that Fort Gibson team as well.
Should be, we're saying underneath, but it's not. It should be, okay, there we go. She may have just been telling the Fort Gibson players to get in there. So Rakaya Bowen to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 so far this afternoon. Make it 2 of 3 as the first one no good. BA has now missed 3 straight free throws. So Lainey Stanley checks out. Second free throw up and good from Rakaya Bowen. She's hit 3 of 4 now from the charity stripe. It's 24-11. Broken Arrow leads. As Whiteley across the logo.
13, I believe, biggest lead of the game for Broken Arrow.
Whiteley with a pull-up jumper, no good. Missed it off to the right. Rakaya Bowen to the rebound on the baseline. Bowen will bring it up back the other way. Crossover move, crosses over once more, steps through, goes inside to Taryn Jacobs. Jacobs bounce pass underneath to Bowen, who laid it in off the glass. And nice finish there from Rakaya Bowen, her first field goal of the game. Made the extra pass to Taryn Jacobs. That was well done by the two post players. Inside as Whiteley in the paint, wasn't looking for it. Still able to come up with it though. To Brindley Moore, back to Whiteley, left wing. Whiteley spins against Wigington, backs it out now beyond the three-point line straight away. Under a minute to go until halftime. Whiteley dribbles to the right, crossover, pull-up jumper, good. Foul line extended for Addie Whiteley. It's her first field goal of the day.
A lot of work with the ball in her hand that time. Really created her own shot. Long dribble up at the top.
Mathurin with the floater, no good. And the rebound to Taryn Jacobs. Back to Bowen. Bowen fakes a pass left, hoists up the three and buried it. Nice shot from Rakaya Bowen, and the lead now at 16.
Boy, when this Broken Arrow team gets hot, they get hot. Offensive boards leading to stickbacks and long-range three-pointers like that. Bowen's got such range too, Dustin. She can play literally everywhere on the floor.
As Wofford's shot is blocked by Taryn Jacobs out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Gibson with 10.4 to go. Amelia Price back in for Ollie Peters. Well, actually, she's gonna get Leah Peters. So Wofford will inbound on the baseline. Before that, though, it looks like may have a little bit of blood on Mackenzie Mathurin's hand, so they'll try and get her cleaned up a little bit. Looks like she's back out on the floor now. We're good to go. 10.4 to go. Fort Gibson will inbound on the baseline. Not sure what the official timeout is for, though, right now, as two officials will converse just right outside the baseline. And we'll get one back over to the scores table. Says we're good, so we're going to get back to play as Wofford will inbound. Inbound to Whiteley, open left corner for three, no good. Offensive rebound, stick back, no good from Price. Bowen had the rebound, now able to control it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Three-quarter court shot is up and no good from Rakaya Bowen. And that's how the first 16 minutes will come to a close at halftime. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson here in the girls' third place game. 29-13. We'll take a break, come back, and have more coverage of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip right here on Squirtle.tv.
At Hill Spring Church in Sand Springs, we'd like to invite you to join us for one of our worship services, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the Charles Page High School Auditorium.
You can worship with us online at our website, hillspring.tv, our YouTube channel, or on Facebook Live.
We offer exciting programs for kids of all ages and a fun family atmosphere where it's easy to connect and find a place to belong.
Join us this Sunday. We'll save you a seat.
Hill Spring Church, making a difference together.
Are you out of high school and looking for a career? At Tulsa Tech, you can explore exciting opportunities in IT, aviation, automotive, manufacturing, visual arts, and more. And Tulsa Tech offers a tuition-free scholarship for adults 18 to 23 years old. That's what I said, free. It's called the Accelerating Independent Scholarship. It's like fast-tracking into a career you love, can make money in, and a career with a future. Find out more about Tulsa Tech's Accelerating Independent Scholarship at tulsatech.edu.
Brahms is bringing the heat. Introducing Brahms' new spicy chicken sandwiches. Flavor this good just can't be beat. Brahms' crispy, tender, spicy chicken delivers just enough kick to ramp up our original recipe. Get it regular or club style with crispy bacon and American cheese. Add on Brahms sauce for that extra burst of heat, and you have spicy chicken sandwich perfection. Because nothing is better than Brahms. Brahms is.
Welcome back inside the BOK Center here at halftime of the girls' third place game. Here, the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 29-13. Let's run down some scoring in the first half, starting with the Broken Arrow Tigers. Macy Marasini with 5 points in the first half, 3 from Kate Wigginton. Rakaya Bowen with 8. Mackenzie Mathurin leading the way with 9, and Taryn Jacobs with 4. VA was 6 of 10 in the first half from the free throw line. They outscored, again, Fort Gibson 18-8. They were up 11-5 at the end of the first quarter, 18-8 in the second. On the other side for the Fort Gibson Tigers, Addie Whiteley with 2, 4 from Brindley Moore, just 2 from Lainey Stanley, and 5 from Amelia Price. In the first half, Fort Gibson was 2 of 2 from the foul line in the first 16 minutes of play. Matt, other statistics from the first half.
Well, let's start with rebounding. For Fort Gibson, 15 total boards in the game, 16 rebounds for the ladies from Broken Arrow. That is 6 offensive boards, 10 defensive boards for Fort Gibson, 7 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 11 turnovers for Fort Gibson through the first half of play, just 4 for Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow picked up 6 steals along the way. Macy Marasini has 2, as does Mackenzie Mathurin, leading her team in steals with 2 and 2. Shooting looked like this for Fort Gibson through the first half. They shot 22.7% from the floor. They were 5 of 22, 1 of 8 from behind the arc for 12%. For Broken Arrow, they shot 43% from the floor. They were 10 of 23, 25% from behind the arc, 3 of 12. Dustin, you mentioned it, 60% from the foul line for Broken Arrow, 100% from the charity stripe for Fort Gibson. They were 2 of 2. Other stats to take a look at: points in the paint, 12 for Broken Arrow to 4 for Fort Gibson. Points off turnovers, Broken Arrow has 10 points off turnovers, no points off turnovers so far for Fort Gibson. Second chance points, 5 on the board for Broken Arrow, and fast break points, Broken Arrow has 4. Fort Gibson yet to ring in either of those categories. Fort Gibson does have 5 points off of their bench, 3 points off of the bench for Broken Arrow. Into the score at the end of the first half, 29-13. Broken Arrow trying to stretch out a little bit on Fort Gibson.
Well, and the biggest problem for Fort Gibson the first half you've seen is then the amount of turnovers. You know, BA with those 10 points off those turnovers. If you're Fort Gibson, if you can do a better job in the second half of taking care of the basketball, they've been able to get the shots that they've wanted for the most part when they've been able to get into their offense. They haven't knocked them down at times, but you know, if you can limit those turnovers in the second half, this may be a game where you have a chance to get back into, but it's going to have to start early on in the third.
Yeah, you're going to have to limit your turnovers, maybe try and force a few more from Broken Arrow. I don't know if that's going to be done through the press or just trying to play a little bit harder nose-to-nose defense on the ball, but certainly Broken Arrow doing a great job taking care of the ball in the first half.
So after 16 minutes, Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 29-13. We'll take another break, come back, and we'll get you set for the second half after this as Broken Arrow leads at 29-13 over Fort Gibson. Back to the BOK Center, the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip, powered right here on Squirtle.tv.
Day in and day out, you're committed. Every practice, every training, every game, every meet, you put in the work. Your fans may not see it, but you do. You have a story to tell, a personal brand, a career to launch, and an audience to connect with. Take control of your story with Athleon.co. You're doing the work. You deserve to benefit from it.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company. Older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you, and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
For more than a century, you have made St. Mary's your healthcare choice. It might be our dedication, compassion, and skill, or the personalized patient experience. Perhaps it is our award-winning, high-quality care. Whatever your reason, you trust St. Mary's will offer advanced technology and comprehensive care close to home. Learn more about our services at stmarysregional.com.
Born and raised in Edmond, Oklahoma, Trevor Randall is very familiar with the area and the Oklahoma economy. Trevor enjoys helping customers just like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits their needs, with over 19 years of experience to help you better understand the options, whether that's auto, home, renters, business insurance, and more. So give Randall Insurance Agency a call at 405-341-7878 and let us help you get the protection you need with the service you deserve.
Looking to jumpstart your career affordably? Tri-County Tech is the place. Our award-winning school, powered by OK Career Tech, offers top-notch instructors and job placement support to help you secure your dream job. Join the workforce sooner with our programs, especially in high-demand fields like construction and healthcare. We provide quick and easy in-house financial assistance for most programs. With our new flexible year-round schedule for working adults, you can achieve your goals at your own pace. Classes start soon, so visit tricountytech.edu/adult and start your journey today.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here. Why be a ranger?
Welcome back inside the BOK Center here on Scoredle.tv. Dustin Goodall alongside Matt Ader, your crew here for this third-place girls matchup here from the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions, again presented by Quick Trip. As second-half action about to begin, third quarter will be underway here shortly as Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson at halftime, 29-13. As again, one of these two teams going to come away with 2 victories here this weekend. Amazing how quickly this tournament goes, Matt, from Thursday.
It flies by.
It does. It's probably one of the reasons I think I missed doing the Prep Classic all those years back in Alva.
Telling you, that was a fantastic tournament.
It was.
May it rest in peace.
Yeah, may it rest. It could get resurrected. We'll see. The opening to the third quarter is underway as Broken Arrow will start with the basketball, moving right to left as it will be Marasini with it. Bounce pass to Mathurin. Back to Marasini. Marasini drives baseline, handoff to Dolan underneath, up with the left hand. No good as that one just hung on the front of the rim and fell off, but did draw the foul. This will be on, I believe, Leah Peters.
Peters on that one, just her first.
So Taryn Jacobs heads to the free throw line, 0 for 2 so far from the foul line today. Does have 4 points in the game and several rebounds. First free throw's up and good. You know, I haven't seen the numbers of every game up here, but I would say that Taryn Jacobs probably is in the top 2 or 3 in offensive rebounds for this entire tournament.
Oh, I would think so. Great player, always in good position, it seems like, as she rattles them both home.
So Jacobs, after missing her first 2 free throws, makes her last 2. It's now 31-13, Broken Arrow. As Whiteley, they'll go underneath to Peters, back out to Stanley, back to Whiteley. Cross court, they'll swing it all the way into the corner. Here's Brindley Moore for 3, no good. And a whistle and a foul on the rebound. Oh, no, actually, it's going to just say that Stanley was out of bounds of the baseline.
Team rebound for the Tigers.
Marasini to Bowen, who was not looking for that one, not ready for it. Does come up with it, though, as she'll lob to Peyton Dolan, left wing. Bounce pass to Jacobs, was off the foot that time of Stanley. Either Stanley that time or Miley Wofford. Either way, it'll stay with Broken Arrow. Marasini inbound to Dolan, left wing. Dolan drives baseline. Here's the jumper, left it short. Amy Stanley with a rebound. Flips it up ahead to Whiteley. Whiteley out near the logo. Under 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Again, Fort Gibson trailing by 18 as left wing is Wofford underneath to Leah Peters. Right at Bowen, up with a turnaround, right-handed jump hook, good. Nice finish there from Leah Peters. Her first 2 of the game. That's a tough shot around Bowen. Bowen back out, Marasini with it. Marasini on the drive. Back out, Mathurin. Kinsey Mathurin cut off, and then a whistle and a 3-second violation. That'll be a turnover against Broken Arrow.
Just their 5th turnover of the game. Dustin, you haven't even addressed the fact that we have got the Tigers and the Tigers on the floor yet.
That's true. Haven't talked about that. Something that was bound to happen, I think, this weekend, and most of the time when you have this tournament, is Whiteley throws up a 3 from the right wing and knocks it down. Big shot from Addie Whiteley. That's 5 straight now for Fort Gibson. 31-18, Mackenzie Mathurin. Lobs to Marasini. Thought about the 3. Instead, will drive baseline all the way underneath. Dump pass underneath to Bowen. Forces one up and drew the foul. So Kaya Bowen headed the free throw line for 2 more.
Whiteley whistled for that one. I believe it'll be her first. Excuse me, her second.
Second team foul as Rakaya Bowen back to the free throw line. 3 for 4 so far today. She sinks the first, make it 4 of 5. She's made 2 straight. One more from Rakaya Bowen. Second free throw, got them both. Bowen has now made 3 straight free throws and 5 of 6. Lead pushed back to 15, 33-18. As back comes Peters on the drive, and a whistle and a foul called on the drive from Peters. This will be on Rakaya Bowen. That'll be her 3rd. Miley Wofford will inbound on the baseline as we're going to see Soraya Matthew check in for Broken Arrow. She'll get Rakaya Bowen. Wofford into Brindley Moore. Outed by Matthew. Back to Wofford, right wing. 5:40 to play, third quarter. Natty Whiteley with it. Straight away on Marasini. Left wing to Wofford. Bounce pass underneath to Peters. And it was poked away from behind by Taryn Jacobs, but they're going to catch her for reaching in. That'll be the second on Jacobs. Team foul number 2 is Lainey Stanley to inbound on the baseline. Inbound will go to Whiteley. Gets away from Matthew on the baseline, cut off by Jacobs. Back to Brindley Moore. Lainey Stanley will hand Well, takes the flip back to Whiteley. Goes left wing to Moore. Back to Whiteley now near the quick trip logo, far side of the floor. Whiteley around the screen right. Continues with the dribble. Pull-up jumper in the paint for the runner. No good. Peyton Dolan with a rebound. Whiteley got a good look there, just couldn't finish. As Mackenzie Mathurin speeds down the floor. Shot was no good. Offensive rebound and stick back was no good from Taryn Jacobs. Rebound to Fort Gibson. Here's the lob into the paint to Brindley Moore. Up with the left-handed layup. Good. Moore now with 6, and Broken Arrow wants a timeout. We'll take it. 4:53 to go here in quarter number 3. BA leading Fort Gibson 33-20. Here the girls' third place game. Back to the Tournament of Champions after this here on Squirtle.tv.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC. The future comes fast.
Welcome back to the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions, Day 3. In fact, our girls' third place game underway. Broken Arrow right now leading 33-20 over Fort Gibson. Dustin, Broken Arrow doesn't have to do a lot but cruise to put this one in the books. But Fort Gibson right now on a 7-0 run. 7 unanswered points, and it's a 7-2 run to start the third quarter.
Again, they're trying to get back into this one. Trailed by 16 at halftime as Mackenzie Mathurin turnaround jump shot is good. She's now got 11 in the game. That's a big answer there for Mathurin. It's Brindley Moore for Fort Gibson with it. Into the paint, steps through, bounce pass back out to Leah Peters, left wing. Back to Whiteley. Addie Whiteley, left wing. Wofford up for the 3, no good. Whiteley with the offensive rebound, went back up and was fouled, and I think Soraya Matthew will be the guilty party here. Will be Soraya Matthew picking up her first personal foul. That's also the third against Broken Arrow. So Addie Whiteley to the free throw line for the first time today as her first foul shot is up and good. Whiteley now with 6 points in the game. Got a 3, one made 2, and now a free throw.
So this just free throws number 3 and 4 on the day for Fort Gibson.
Second one rattled out, no good. Whiteley coming off of 10 points yesterday in that loss to Lincoln Christian. 35-21. Maricini on the drive, kicked it out. Wigginton for a left corner 3, too strong, no good. Mathurin with the offensive rebound, throws one up. It was an air ball. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Broken Arrow.
Thought maybe that was partially blocked, but referees were right on top of it.
Kind of thought the same thing. It was a little surprising to see Mathurin throw up an air ball like that.
Well, and she was shooting under duress, so a lot of times you'd think that's either got to be tipped or she was fouled. But referees will let it go.
Whiteley sets up Wofford at the foul line to Leah Peters, and then Maricini caught reaching in from behind. That'll be the first on Maricini. Team fouls kind of piling up on BA now as they've got 4. One more will put Fort Gibson in the bonus. As Laney Stanley will inbound to the baseline. Into Whiteley. Whiteley, crossover move, stops at the foul line, nowhere to go with it. Bounce pass back to Laney Stanley. Triggers up the left wing 3, no good. The offensive rebound goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brindley Moore of Fort Gibson. Stanley with just 2 points in the game today was the leading scorer against Lincoln Christian. Had 8 points in that game, knocking down 3 threes. As Mackenzie Mathurin straight away. Pulls up inside the left wing. No, that's beyond the three-point line as Mackenzie Mathurin buries it. Her first made 3 of the game. 38-21 is largest lead of the game now for Broken Arrow is 17. Whiteley, bounce pass to Leah Peters, is trapped, back to Whiteley. Penetrates in, pull-up jumper, no good. Mackenzie Mathurin with a backside rebound. Mathurin the other way, speeds by the defense all the way in, left-handed layup good for Mackenzie Mathurin. She's got 5 straight.
Nobody able to stop the ball there. Good push through dribble by Mackenzie Mathurin to get her past that final defender, and then just a little kind of a mini Euro step on the way to the bucket.
16 in the game for Mackenzie Mathurin as Wigginton is going to commit the foul for Broken Arrow. That'll be just her second. But it is the 5th team foul, so free throws upcoming for Fort Gibson. It'll be Miley Wofford headed to the free throw line.
Fort Gibson 3 of 4 from the charity stripe today.
Third different Tiger to go to the free throw line as Wofford connects on the first. As Amelia Price back in for Fort Gibson. Brinley Moore exits. Maricini exits for Broken Arrow. Back in is Janaea McCrary. Second free throw from Wofford. Got them both. Now 5 of 6 is Fort Gibson from the free throw line. They still trail 17, 40-23, 2:40 to go, third quarter. McCrary, bounce pass to Matherin. Kenzie Matherin kicks it out. Wigginton, right corner 3, good from Kate Wigginton on the assist from Matherin.
But after the 7-0 run from Fort Gibson, Broken Arrow has answered back with a roar of their own. 10-point run right now. 10-1 run.
They gave her a 2 on that, correct?
Must have.
I thought I heard the PA say, and now a 5-second count violation committed by Fort Gibson. And that was Janaea McCrary who had the defense on Whiteley, and that's a turnover.
We're not going to see that called against Whiteley very often, and the coach really thought that she broke the contact barrier, if you will, on that dribble.
Wigginton has it right wing. Bounce pass. Now to Taryn Jacobs. To Janaea McCrary underneath. Shot from Soraya Matthews, no good. It left it short. Leah Peters with a rebound. Here comes Peters. It's by Soraya Matthews. Drives all the way in. Runs over Jacobs, and that's going to be an offensive foul, I believe.
Got a foul, but no call yet.
Well, you had the official on the baseline was making the call. The one on the near side, I think, maybe was going to go with the block, but that's an offensive foul.
So that will be a turnover credited to Fort Gibson.
So an offensive foul will be called on. So it was on Leah Peters. So Leah Peters picks up the foul, her second. It's 42-23, Broken Arrow. There's the lob to Soraya Matthews, knocked away and stolen. Addie Whiteley's got it for Fort Gibson. Laney Stanley steps back, corner 3, no good. Wigginton had the rebound, and then we get a tie-up for it as Amelia Price came over the top and put a hand on it too. And this could be a foul, Matt, actually.
Price tried to wrestle that away. Referees will discuss, and they will whistle a foul.
So Price will get hit with a foul. My guess is because she was reaching over the top from behind. That's the 4th team foul against Fort Gibson. One more will put Broken Arrow in the bonus as McCrary bounce pass back to Wigginton. Mathurin. Kenzie Mathurin steps left, now drives right, creates a little space against Peters. Now with it straight away, steps back for the 3. That's no good. Rebound tipped around on the floor, out of the hands, and now Wigginton runs it down. Extra possession for Broken Arrow. Mathurin will dribble it all the way out near the logo and reset to Taryn Jacobs. Hands to Mathurin, to McCrary. Left baseline, her runner, no good. Rebound tipped on the floor, taken by McCrary, and then McCrary is pushed in the back by Miley Wofford.
Back-to-back offensive boards for BA right there on that possession.
So first on Wofford, but it will be free throws for Janaea McCrary.
McCrary looks at 10 of 14 today.
McCrary looking for her first points of the afternoon. First free throws up and missed it off to the right. No good. Second free throw from Janaea McCrary. Lets it go, and that one spun out, no good. Laney Stanley with a rebound. So Fort Gibson, see if they decide to play for the final shot of the third quarter here. As Whiteley, guarded closely by McCrary, gets by her on the drive and then drew the foul. This will be...
It was an early whistle. That might be on the floor.
It's kind of what I thought, and then they're going to say 2 shots, though.
Well, they are
first on McCrary, so
in the bonus. So
yeah, either way. Addie Whiteley 1 of 2 today from the free throw line. Make it 2 of 3 as she sinks the first. Whiteley now with 7 points in the game, 5 of those here in the second half. Quickly shoots the second. Cashes in on both. Whiteley now with 8. 42-25, Broken Arrow leads. 25 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Mathurins hands back to McCrary. Right wing to Soraya Matthew, 18 to shoot. Matthew at the right elbow, underneath the Jacobs. Cross-court Wigginton, open corner 3. Stuck it from the left corner. Big shot from Kate Wigginton. Under 10 seconds to go, 45-25. Whiteley back the other way. Foul line jumper, good from Whiteley with 3 seconds. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Wigginton will not get the shot off. And that's how the third quarter will come to a close. 8 minutes remain in this girls' third place matchup. It's all Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson 45-27. Back to the Tournament of Champions after this here on Squirtle.tv.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
This is game time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time. This is Game Time.
Welcome back to the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions, brought to you by Quick Trip, powered by Squirtle. I'm Matt Adair alongside Dustin Goodnow. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Broken Arrow leads Fort Gibson 45-27. Addie Whiteley has 10 points in the game for Fort Gibson, 2 double-figure scores now for Broken Arrow. Rakaya Bowen has 10. Mackenzie Mathurin has 16 in the game. And, you missed it earlier, has crossed the 1,500-point mark in her career in this contest.
Fort Gibson will start moving left to right as Watford with it straight away. It sets up Whiteley left wing around the screen right from Stanley. Lobs back to Stanley. Open left corner for a 3. No good. Stanley just can't find it today. But Amelia Price there with the offensive rebound, and the stick back is good. Price playing well off the bench. She's got 7 in the game. 45-29.
Interesting thing about Amelia Price, just a freshman, too, on this roster. She's had big minutes in this tournament.
Boy, and then an offensive foul called on Taryn Jacobs underneath. Now, so Fort Gibson with an opportunity here to inch closer. And they trailed by double digits pretty much since the second quarter on. It was 11-5 at the end of 1 as Wofford trying to set up Stanley. They do. Right wing for a 3. This one looks good, and it is good from Laney Stanley. At some point, you knew she was going to find her rhythm, and that's a big shot. Gets Fort Gibson back within 13. Mathurin's wraparound pass. Marasini, right wing for a 3, and the answer is good. Second made 3 from Macy Marasini. The lead back to 16.
It's the thing about Broken Arrow. You feel like you start to make some momentum in closing that gap, and then all of a sudden they catch fire again.
Do they just not have an answer for everything right now?
They just kind of set and smolder throughout the course of the game and then score in droves when they feel like they need it.
Whiteley's 3 looked good, but it's no good as it spun out. Marasini with a rebound. Up ahead to Mathurin's. Thurens into the paint. Here's the runner. No good. Left it short. Laney Stanley with a rebound. Back comes Fort Gibson. Whiteley inside the left wing. Now beyond the three-point line. Straight away to Stanley. Quick trigger on the three. Feeling it as she knocks it down again. Laney Stanley, her second made three in a row. And it's 48-35. Kinsey Mathurans trapped on the near side, trying to get out of it. Does down the sideline, and then a whistle and a foul called. This will be on Wofford. Her second, caught reaching in. Just the first team foul against Fort Gibson here in quarter number 4. .6:05 to play, fourth quarter. Broken Arrow again leading by 13, trying to claim the third place trophy here. Tournament of Champions. Here's a right-handed runner's an air ball from Marasini. Amelia Price couldn't control the rebound, but Leah Peters has got it for Fort Gibson. Now Whiteley quickly back the other way. Out to Price, right wing. Drives against Rakaya Bowen. Backs her down on the baseline. Bounce pass back to Peters. And then a whistle and a traveling call against Leah Peters. Oh, and that's a big turnover there. Ooh, tough call, though.
That is a tough call. Thought that was a good move, but it didn't give her, a clear path to the bucket. She still had a defender in front of her. I think that's when maybe we're looking just a little too close at the 5:41 mark.
So here comes Macy Marasini with it for Broken Arrow. She's got 8 points in the game. Thurens with it, top of the key. Thurens dribbles left. Now back beyond the three-point line. We use a little bit of that time. Clock ticking away. 5:20 to go, fourth quarter. It's 48-35. Broken Arrow leads. Thurens hands to Marasini. Cross court to Rakaya Bowen, who saved that one from going out of bounds. Nice play there as Bowen on the jump stop, driving to the paint. No good with a right-handed runner. Now Wofford, outlet pass up ahead to Laney Stanley. Drives all the way in, layup good. And Fort Gibson now within 11. And Fort Gibson wants a timeout. We'll join them. 4:54 to go, fourth quarter. It's 48-37. Broken Arrow back to the BOK Center after this for the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip here on Squirtle.tv.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Welcome back to the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions. Fort Gibson and Broken Arrow girls action to decide third place. Right now, Broken Arrow leads 48-37, but it has been a hot fourth quarter for the Tigers of Fort Gibson.
Yeah, they've been able to climb back into this one and see if they get closer as they nearly come up with a steal, and they do as it's Addie Whiteley driving in, count the basket, and she's fouled at the rim. And just like that, Fort Gibson is back within 9, an opportunity to get it down to 8.
What an incredible comeback story this is starting to shape into.
See who they whistle that last foul on. That last foul was on Peyton Dolan. It's her second. So Addie Whiteley to the free throw line. She's 3 of 4 today. Whiteley does have 12 points in the game. Again, 3 of those coming from the foul line. But a chance to get Fort Gibson to within 8 here as that free throw is up and good. 3 straight made at the foul line from Addie Whiteley. Now we'll see that pressure in the backcourt. Fort Gibson has been able to create a couple of turnovers with it. See if they can get another one here. As Matherin in the backcourt. Still haven't got it across. Matherin nowhere to go with it. And Broken Arrow's going to have to burn a timeout.
No, they got a 10-second call. She's got a timeout. The other 2 officials have a 10-second call.
Well, you're right, because that's what head coach Scott Lowe is now saying. So the 2 officials are going to have to talk about this one. This is going to be interesting here
Be interesting to hear, if you could, this conversation about whose whistle did we hear first.
Because, I mean, if you're Fort Gibson and you end up getting the 10-second violation, all of a sudden you've got a chance to get within 6 or 5 with the 3. If you're Broken Arrow, obviously you're going to get the ball back. So they're going to give the timeout to Broken Arrow. We'll take a 30-second, come back, 4:33 to go, fourth quarter. Broken Arrow leads 48-40. Back to the BOK Center after this here on Squirtle.tv.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here. Farming today isn't just about...
Welcome back inside the BOK Center. Dustin Goodo alongside Matt Adair out of our timeout called by Broken Arrow. They now have 2 left, Fort Gibson with 3, but it's 48-40 BA, and a little bit of controversy there, Matt, before we went to break.
A tough call to make when you've got 2 of the officials that are indicating that there was a 10-second violation, and one official, now given the one closest to the BA bench, said that she had the timeout prior to the 10-second call. Nevertheless, even though BA will retain possession, it's Fort Gibson on a run right now. In fact, they're on a 12-3 run to open things up here in the fourth quarter. Broken Arrow hasn't scored since the 6:59 mark in the fourth. There's now 4:33 to go.
Well, they've led by as many as 17, I think 18 points as Matherin will catch it in the backcourt. Mathurin up across the half-court line, guarded by Whiteley. Back to Marasini, out near the logo. Marasini guarded closely by Leah Peters. Bounce pass to Mathurin. Back to Taryn Jacobs. To her right to Marasini. 4:15 to play. Rakaya Bowen.
Broken Arrow just happy to run time here. Still looking to score, but if it takes a while and they get a good offensive set, they're not going to be disappointed.
And Mathurin in the painted area drew the foul. I think this was on the floor. This will go, I believe, on Addie Whiteley. That's her third, just the second team foul as BA will inbound at the baseline. Kate Wigginton will trigger the inbounds pass. Inbound, Mathurin, jumper, good, count it. She's fouled as she was bumped by Whiteley as she went down. That'll be Whiteley's fourth. Boy, that's what you could not have happen if you're Fort Gibson. As Mackenzie Mathurin has her 8th field goal of the day. 18 in the game now, 9 of those coming here in the second half.
They're going to catch Whiteley for that foul also. That will be her 4th. And it sends Mackenzie Mathurin to the foul line.
Mathurin 1 of 2 today, and we had a whistle and a lane violation against Rakaya Bowen. Wow. 50-40. Now BA with a little pressure in the backcourt. Addie Whiteley trapped. Somebody's got to come to her. Lobs to Leah Peters. Up ahead. They beat it, though, as Wofford into the front court. Back to Lainey Stanley. Stanley back to Wofford left wing. Underneath to Amelia Price. Wide open layup. Good as she kissed it off the glass. Price now with 9 in the game. Lead back down to 8. Wigginton to Rakaya Bowen. Bowen right at Lainey Stanley, and boy, I thought she got all ball. The official says it's a foul on Lainey Stanley. Boy, and that is a tough, tough call, as that's the 4th on Lainey Stanley. As we catch the replay here, that's a pretty good defensive play right there from Lainey Stanley. So Rakaya Bowen to the free throw line. The first free throw is no good. She had made 3 straight before then, now 5 of 7. One more from Rakaya Bowen. Second free throw, that one no good. Boy, those are 2 big misses. Fort Gibson within 8, 3:25 to go fourth quarter. There's Addie Whiteley with it. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Oh, they're going to call it on Amelia Price. And again, I couldn't see what was going on. That foul on Price was away from the the ball, and that's a big call right there.
Boy, that's tough. It gives the ball right back to Broken Arrow, an opportunity for them to run some more of this clock.
Mathurin up ahead to Marasini, into the paint, lost it, got it back, put up the runner, no good. Amelia Price with a rebound and then clearing out, and it's going to be an offensive foul as she kind of threw an elbow, it looked like, into Rakaya Bowen. So Price is going to be hit with her 4th personal foul. Let's see the replay on this one. Kind of with a little contact turned into her, but boy, that's tough. So an offensive foul called against Amelia Price. The Fort Gibson fans not happy about that one.
Boy, that is there was definitely contact, but was it, incidental turning into it? Where was it initiated? I mean, there's a lot that goes into a call like that.
And it's a big call because Fort Gibson had the rebound and would have come back the other way, and then a whistle, and now a call away from the ball.
That is going to be whistled against Rakaya Bowen, who is guilty of a little shove there as she was trying to fight through a screen.
Boy, so all of a sudden the fouls away from the ball piling up here in the last minute or so is now that's a big one. Rakaya Bowen has her 4th as she'll have to exit Soraya Matthew back in. But an opportunity here for Fort Gibson to inch closer. Man, I don't think they've been this close since probably early on in the second quarter.
It's been a long, long time since they've been within 8.
Wofford with it. Back to Whiteley. 2:52 to play. 8-point game. Broken Arrow leads. Whiteley picked her dribble up. Hands to Laney Stanley. Stanley dribbling towards the left wing. Back to Peters. Hands to Whiteley. Wigington on her. Bounce pass to Wofford. Looking underneath. Goes to her right and then threw it away as Whiteley was not looking or expecting that pass, and that's just an errant turnover.
I think Whiteley saw that one going into Price, who was set up in good position, had a good seal, and was calling for the ball, and Whiteley thought it was going inside.
Mathurin with the inbounds pass. She'll get it in. Dribbles into the front court. Bounce pass back to Marasini. 2:22 to play 4th quarter. Broken Arrow leading by 8. Wigington against Wofford, still with the dribble, hands it off to Mathurin. I think Coach Lowe was wanting a 5-second. Mathurin on the drive all the way in, got around Price, missed the shot as it was too strong. Laney Stanley with the rebound, outlet pass to Whiteley. Here comes Fort Gibson. Whiteley drives into the paint all the way up for the shot, no good. Offensive rebound by Price, threw it back out. Stanley for a quick 3, no good, missed everything. Got her own offensive rebound, baseline jumper, no good. Mathurin with a rebound. And then we get a whistle and a foul called against Fort Gibson reaching in.
Going to catch that on Peters. It'll be her 3rd.
It's also the 5th team foul against Fort Gibson, so free throws the other way for Broken Arrow. And Mathurin, not really who you probably want to put on the line, though she is just 1 of 3 today. $18 points in the game, make it 19 as Mathurin knocks down the first. She's now 2 for 4. Brindley Moore will check in. She'll get Miley Wofford. One more for Mackenzie Mathurin. Second foul shot. Got them both. Lead back to 10, 52-42. Just 1:45 to play, 4th quarter. As Whiteley Victor dribble up, lobs to Price inside the right wing. Price wants to go one-on-one, goes right at Jacobs, runs her over, puts up a wild shot, and drew the blocking foul. I don't think Coach Coffey agrees, but that'll be on Taryn Jacobs, her 4th, so free throws for Amelia Price. First trip there today for Amelia Price, and if you're Fort Gibson, you got to have both of these. First free throw from Price, up and no good. Taryn Jacobs will switch places with Soraya Matthew. Holly Peters set to check in. Second free throw, no good. Price misses them both. And then the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Broken Arrow. Fort Gibson gets it back.
Boy, that is a lucky break right there.
That's Leah Peters will inbound to the baseline. 1:29 to go. Peters inbounds to Whiteley, right corner. They set up Laney Staley. Staley forces one up and drew the foul on Mathurin on I think could be a three. 3 shots upcoming after Laney Stanley drew the foul on Mathurin. That's her second. First free throw trip today for Laney Stanley.
Well, they had cut the lead down to 8. It's back to 10 now. 3 free throws gets it within 7 with 1:25 to go. Appreciate the math shout out right there.
First free throw is up and good from Laney Stanley.
Been a roller coaster of a game.
Second foul shot is up and good. Laney Stanley will have one more as Rakaya Bowen checks in for Soraya Matthew.
Rakaya Bowen's got 4 fouls on her coming back into this game, but she has played critical minutes. A big presence for Broken Arrow out there on the floor.
Laney Stanley will have one more and knocks them all 3 down. Well, and again, I go back to that point where you had the possible turnover and the Broken Arrow called timeout. Fort Gibson was within 8, had a chance to get closer, but they're within 7 now. As in the backcourt, Wigginton up ahead to Marasini. And Marasini is fouled on the drive to the left. She's fouled by Brindley Moore. It's just her first. So Marasini, the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 so far today.
Both teams in the bonus to close things out here. First free throw up and good.
Yeah, Marasini, the Broken Arrow point guard, now 3 for 3 from the foul line. See if she could push the lead back to 9 with a second make here. No good. Missed that one. Lead will stay at 8. The Tigers turn it over. Fort Gibson, that is, as Marasini has it in the baseline. Drives all the way underneath. Flipped it out to Wigginton. Hands back to Marasini. And now Wigginton, deep right wing, had it knocked out of her hands by Laney Stanley. It'll stay with BA.
What a steal for Marasini also. 2 in the game, now 3 for her. And probably none bigger than that one.
Yeah, that's going to be the defensive play of the game right there is Mathurin on the baseline underneath, and we get a whistle and a foul called. This will be on Fort Gibson. So Mathurin heading back to the free throw line. That will be on Leah Peters. That'll be her 4th. Kinsey Mathurin shooting 2. 3 for 5 today. Make it now 3 of 6, as that's no good. Made her last 2 before that miss. So Mathurin one more. Second free throw. This one is up and good. Lead is 9, under a minute left. Whiteley into the front court. And Fort Gibson wants a timeout. We'll take one with them. 49 seconds to go. BA leads 54-45. Back to the BOK Center and more of the Tournament of Champions right after this here on Squirtle.tv.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
As you travel down the road to the gold ball, know that you can always get a slam dunk of a deal at Jansen GMC on North Van Buren in Enid. It's always a smooth ride in a 2020 GMC Sierra, Canyon, Yukon, Terrain, or Acadia. Jansen's offers one of the best lineups of used cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs in Enid. Check JansenGMC.com for details. Drive a little, save a lot at Jansen GMC, 2602 North Van Buren in Enid. As you travel down the road to the goal.
54-45, Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson with 49 seconds to go here in the girls' third place matchup. Of course, right after this, we'll turn our attention to the boys side of the bracket, third place game coming up at 5:30. Booker T. Washington taking on the Weatherford Eagles.
18-9 run in the fourth quarter for Fort Gibson. But will it be enough?
Is Whiteley with it straight away. Tigers have got to do something with it here. Whiteley on the drive out to Peters. Peters across the paint. Ollie Peters drives all the way in. Shot swatted out of bounds by Rakaya Bowen. And then we heard another whistle. Not
I think
sure
we have a technical foul that was whistled on the floor.
I think you're right, because I think it's going to be on Rakaya Bowen.
Which I think that was going to be Rakaya Bowen's fifth foul anyway.
I think you are correct, sir. Just kind of based off of the review, looking at it. It is a technical foul issued to Rakaya Bowen, so that's big. So Bowen's day is done.
Well, the question is, was there a common foul and then a technical foul, or only the technical foul?
She'll finish with 10 points in the game, just 2 here in the second half, and it will be free throws for Fort Gibson here. And Lainey Stanley will shoot them. Stanley 3 for 3, make it 4 for 4. I can tell you who Fort Gibson wants on the foul line late in the game.
Boy, no doubt.
Lainey Stanley knocks them both down. And now Fort Gibson will inbound on the far side of the floor. Tell you what, you hit a 3 here, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point game.
Math.
Ollie Peters trying to get it in. Now gets it into Brindley Moore. Picked her dribble up to Whiteley near side. Whiteley works against Wigington at the top of the key. Drives right, cut off, bounce pass to Moore. Brindley Moore being hounded by Maracini. Moore on the baseline, nowhere to go, and then a whistle and a timeout by Fort Gibson. We'll take it. 21.3 to go. BA leading by 7. Back to the BOK Center. More of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip right here on Squirtle.tv after this.
So you want to create your future? Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
The proof starts here at Upper Crust. The details are deliberate, perfectly on purpose. From that warm greeting to the wood-fired smoky char of our signature pies. Upper Crust, gather round. The proof starts here at Upper.
21.3 to go, 54-47. Broken Arrow leading Fort Gibson. Tigers may have run off a little bit too much time than they wanted to after the last inbounds. They'll have to go a lot quicker here.
Nevertheless, what a fourth quarter for Fort Gibson, no matter how this ends up. Right now, it's a 20-9 run to bring them back into this one.
Wofford will inbound to the baseline, looking to get it in. Sets up Whiteley. Whiteley is bumped and fouled by Maracini, so 2 free throws now upcoming for Addie Whiteley. That's the second on Maracini. And again, Fort Gibson in the bonuses. Ollie Peters set to check back in. Whiteley today, 4 for 5 from the charity stripe. She's made 3 in a row, make it 5 of 6, as she's made 4 straight. Ollie Peters will get Miley Wofford. One more from Whiteley, no good. Wigginton with a rebound. Still in the backcourt as Mathurin is fouled. That will be on Leah Peters. Actually, if it said
Allie Peters.
There you go. First free throw up and good from Mathurin. She's now made 2 straight. One more from Mathurin. Got them both. Clutch free throws there. She's made 3 straight. BA wants a timeout. 15.6 to go. 56-48. Broken Arrow leads. Back Back to Tulsa and the BOK Center after this here on Squirtle.tv. Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationships. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925. Our brand, Octus Legacy. Fort Gibson down 8 out of the timeout with a basketball. 15.6 to go. As Leah Peters will roll it in. It's picked up by Whiteley in the backcourt. Now speeds down the near sideline. Out of Stanley. Stanley throws up a right wing three. It's an air ball. Soraya Matthew with a rebound. Out to Maracini. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Fort Gibson will choose not to foul, and the horn will sound, and that's going to do it. As congratulations to the Broken Arrow Tigers as they pick up the victory today over Fort Gibson by a final score of 56-48. As Broken Arrow with the win improves to 6-1 on the season, going 2-3 in the Tournament of Champions. Fort Gibson drops to 8-2 after going 1-2 here this weekend. 56-48 is your final. Matt's final thoughts on this one is a pretty nice victory for Broken Arrow, and give credit to Fort Gibson fighting back on the fourth quarter.
Thank you. Two fantastic teams. Just another fantastic game here from the Tournament of Champions. Really impressed by the tenacity of Fort Gibson down the stretch. It looked like Broken Arrow had this game put away, and the Lady Tigers of Fort Gibson came roaring back. A lot of credit to them. Just gritty performance out here at the Tournament of Champions on Championship Saturday.
So Broken Arrow a winner over Fort Gibson. We will take a timeout, and we'll get you ready for the third place game of the boys' side. Is Booker T. Washington and Weatherford coming up next as we'll hand the headsets off to Todd Miller and Tony Wilson. As my day at the Tournament of Champions for this weekend has been completed. Matt, thanks for everything, sir. Enjoyed calling games with you, and you guys have fun tonight.
Certainly will. Looking forward to some of those big games down the stretch. Dustin, it's been great as always. If I don't see you before, see you back on campus at the Old Northwestern.
That's right, sir. We'll take a break, come back. We'll flip the headsets on to Todd and Tony after this as BA wins at 56-48. Back for more of the 59th Annual Tournament of Champions presented by Quick Trip right here on Squirtle.tv right after this.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and